All right. 3, 2, 1. Action. So, this is.
You guys just.
I know. All right.
I thought we were doing like a little.
E.T.
Homegrown.
E.T. Homegrown. E.T.
Homegrown.
All right. Welcome. Our guest today is Nickson.
The
How
one
you
and
doing?
only.
Say your last name.
Nickson Kasue.
Yeah. Kasue. I wasn't going to mess that up. So, that was going to be hard to say. But thank you for coming, man.
Yeah, no
You're
problem.
visiting from
happy to be here.
Portland.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Yeah, just came down for the weekend, visit you and Misty and everyone else.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
How
Happy
do
to
you
be
like
here.
Portland?
It's nice, man. It's different from like what I'm used to from like Salt Lake City. That was where I was born and raised.
Right,
But,
Utah.
but Portland's. I like the culture. I like the art.
It's
And-
weird.
But it's
Keep
weird. It's
Portland
weird. Yeah,
weird.
keep Portland weird. But like,
Portland's way nicer than Seattle, though.
yeah, I mean, I
wouldn't
kind
say,
of thought it was
way
the opposite.
nicer, but like, I don't know. I feel like Portland definitely got some character.
I feel like it has like more like culture. If
It's
you
got more
take it
shit
like
stains on the concrete.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
Yeah, if that's what you mean by culture. But I mean,
Right.
But Seattle's like a lot cleaner, and I feel like it's just like.
I miss the farmers markets. When I lived in
Do
Portland.
they not really have as many? Over
Not
there?
anymore, huh? Oh, you mean over here?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have. It's like farmers market booths. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, so it's like they do, but they don't.
That's kind of how it is in Portland. I mean, it used to be like a lot
The
more
tents and shit.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, they still do tents and everything, but it's a lot more like limited. There's a lot less
because of the COVID.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So like it's a lot less like than they used to like line up PSU and there'd be like
Right.
as many as you could see, but now there's probably like 6 or 7. Just like fruits and vegetables mostly.
That's what's up, though.
Yeah. but
Portland
so-
got the food trucks too.
Oh yeah,
The
all
food trucks.
right
That's
out-
my favorite part.
No, they line the city pretty much. Like they do, and they do pretty well, especially now during COVID.
Right.
It's like people don't really want to cook, and you can always go down and get a nice bite to eat. Lots of different cultural foods
Get a
too.
little closer.
My bad.
Look, like we said, trial and error here.
Trial and error, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we kind of just bought a bunch of shit and didn't know how to use it. Shout out to Titan behind the fucking computer, doing all that setup shit.
But this is a
Helping
nice
us out.
Nice ass set though.
Yeah, man. 2020, we really took advantage of. Fucking all that free money. Might as well
Better be.
invest into ourselves, right?
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
build all this
If
shit
you're
out.
gonna be taking advantage of like hopes and dreams, now's the time to do so. 'cause,
Exactly.
like,
Exactly that.
And got nothing but dreams, and it's aspirations and all this shit. It's gonna be podcasting forever,
Yeah.
to the,
that's good. I mean,
at
because
least to the end of my life, for sure.
not enough people.
It's not
do
hard
what
to
they
come
love.
together with some
Y'all
friends.
gonna get sick of us
Yeah.
eventually.
No, they're just gonna start loving us because our shit's gonna get better and better every episode. And I'm glad Nickson was here to celebrate the first one with us.
Yes,
and
sir. Happy to be here.
To do the first one. All right, let's start with your background. So you grew up in Utah, right? And you grew up very religious, in a religious home.
Yeah, I'm
right?
pretty religious.
Kind of forced on you, or like.
Yes and no. I mean, it was more like if you're born into like a religion, as a kid, obviously you're just gonna like believe what your parents tell
Right.
you, which is like what happens to most kids, I would say, in religion or not.
Yeah. They
So,
kind of
like,
just follow their parents'
Yeah.
footsteps.
So like was only until I was probably like maybe 15 or whatever, maybe like 13, 14 or 15, I would say, where I like really started to like question, and you start questioning your identity and like where you
You're
fit
like,
and all that.
why?
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Exactly.
and you like
I knew
start,
it was bad when I started asking the priest why. It's like,
Wow.
well, why does that happen?
Well, it's like I was in the Catholic. I was born and raised in the LDS church, so like
Right.
things work a little bit more strictly. I don't know. Like there's a lot more guidelines, obviously, and it's
Right.
not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, because like it can like you have a moral compass growing up, I guess, and it keeps kids out of trouble in a lot of ways growing up. But at the same time, it's if you're super sheltered and you never have access to like see the real world or experience dangerous things, then the first chance you get to do dangerous things, you're
Yup,
gonna do
you're-
it to the
You're gonna
extreme.
fucking send
So
it.
like
You're sending
parents,
it.
parents who think that limiting their kids is like the best thing for them, it's actually quite the opposite.
Yeah.
There should be like a healthy balance, obviously, but
Right.
don't let don't like shelter your kids forever.
For real, because I mean, over sheltering just leads the kid to go look for it in a different light.
Yeah, exactly. He's gonna look for like he's gonna answer questions, or they're gonna.
Right. He's gonna
ask
look for the
questions.
answers his parents aren't giving him.
Yeah,
or,
exactly.
why and all that.
Because it's like if you don't tell your kid why they can't do something, and you just say don't do that, then obviously like that curiosity, it's like telling a kid not to push the red button.
Right,
That's
they're
all.
gonna fucking push that button to
exactly.
the max.
Like they're like,
For sure.
you don't tell your kid why not to do it, then like they don't really know the consequences.
Right.
And even if you like just tell
I mean,
them it's
again,
bad.
it's a child too. So
Yeah,
over
exactly.
sheltering them, I mean,
Strict parents make badass kids.
for
That's
real.
just how it goes.
I think
Well,
well,
like-
rotten. No, not rotten. Because you were strict, right? You grew up strict, but
Oh,
I feel like
my parents were like strict, but they were like pretty, still like very
Fair?
like
They're
very
laid
like
back about it.
yeah,
Yeah.
because
Well,
they weren't like hardcore LDS or anything. You
Right.
know, they like we had like they instilled a lot of LDS values and everything, but more or less it was just like be a good person.
right. So it was kind of like, take the good things out of the
any
the
situation.
broad spectrum
Yeah,
of
take-
the
take-
religion.
Yeah,
and
don't like
use it in your daily life.
because like there's always gonna be like good and bad people in every religion, and
Right,
my
there's
parents
always that.
no, and my parents know that too, and like they weren't born and raised in the LDS church, they adopted it after
Right.
they
Moved to
found-
America. Or?
yeah, after they moved here. Well, my dad came here on his LDS mission.
Oh,
So,
really?
like, yeah, so missionaries came to his house in Kenya and like talked to his family and everything. And originally his like parents were like super against it, but when the missionaries were leaving, they actually spoke to him, or he was like more interested, and something kind of like sparked in him or whatever, curiosity,
Right.
He was like, I kind of like that or whatever. So he inquired more about it and eventually went on an LDS mission to Washington, D.C. And then he like ended up staying in America, finding a job and everything like that, and then meeting my mom later.
He met your mom here in America.
It was ironic. They were both from Kenya, but they met in U.S. So
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so then they ended up like my mom was Methodist, I guess.
Yeah.
And she, my dad like changed
Converted.
converted her.
He changed her values.
Yeah.
Is it LDS or LTS?
LDS.
And
Well,
what does that stand for?
means Latter-day Saints. They
Okay.
they like change the names all the time anymore. I don't really
Isn't
know.
it kind of close to Mormon?
It is. That's the same thing. It's
Oh,
like,
okay.
but they like that's again. They change the whole like names of it all the time, so people don't really know. It's like Mormonism, LDS. Who
Right.
knows?
Makes sense.
And then you went to a Catholic school.
Yes, I went to a Catholic high school, or I went to a Catholic middle school, which was the same as the high school. It was like a joint
What was the
building.
elementary like?
It was
Growing up in
ele-
Utah.
Elementary is like for one. Elementary is just grimy, man. Like
Elementary is
gross.
grimy.
It's gross, man. Like I came to St. John the Baptist Middle School. That's
Right.
what it's called. And
And that's not a Catholic.
it is.
Oh, it is?
It's because it's like the middle school of the high school, Juan Diego, that I went
Oh,
to.
okay.
So like it's joint building, like it's just a small sect of the high school, pretty much set for the middle school. So it's because it's a small school and a small high school altogether. So, but I went to the small middle school, and it wasn't bad, I would say. But I also had never been in like a religious school. I'd been in a private school, like a private elementary. That's what I grew up in. So I've always
Right.
known uniforms and shit like
Yeah.
that. But
Did you like the uniforms? Do you feel like it helped not bully kids? Like
I do
always
actually.
feel like
I do
you
actually in a lot of because like
That was always that question, that fucking bullshit they try to bring up in school. It's like, do you want? What if our school did uniforms? I was always like, it better be yellow and it better have some tan socks and I better be rocking some stripes.
Well,
That's what it better be.
For me, it was like elementary was like that was more common bullying, because kids are
Right.
still figuring things out. They're not really sure of themselves as much.
Mhm.
High school, I would say, it doesn't really matter if you wear like.
You had to wear I'm
Uniform.
blanking. Yeah, uniform
yeah.
to high school.
It was just like regular like collared, starchy cardboard shirts. Like
Right.
the hard pants and shorts too, and then like, sometimes we had mass. That was.
You had to wear masks.
No, we went to mass.
Oh, mass.
Yeah.
Isn't that like church?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
went to church, and that was excruciating. It was all right. I mean, they always like they have like incense, going, and priest, tries
Yeah,
to
but every
smoke
time
you out.
Yeah, every time I think of your school, I think of like fucking. You remember what is that game? Assassin's Creed. Like they always have like the castles
Yeah.
and the Colosseums.
Well,
and
it's
they're
they
going
have
in
like the giant cross at the top,
and it's
yeah.
a big ass building that's like shaped like that.
We don't have like what's kind of we call that our bell tower. That's what it like.
The bell tower.
Yeah, it's like because my school layout it's kind of like a key.
Okay.
So like there's the giant bell tower. That's like what surrounds the entire, or it's in the middle of the high school,
Right.
you know, and then it goes the high
Like
school
some shit
built
Chicken
around it.
Little's pulling. You remember the sky's
No, I know
falling?
what you're
It's
talking
kind of like
about.
that,
Yeah, yeah,
like a bell tower.
Yeah,
it
yeah.
had a bell in it.
No, not
No?
like well, it actually it does have a bell. Yeah,
Yeah.
it does have a
makes
bell.
sense, right?
Yeah, it does have a bell. But and then at the top they have like the cross or whatever, so like you can see the school. Which I didn't actually. I grew up in Draper, Utah, and I never knew that there was a Catholic high school. So
Really?
it's just like interesting because
Yeah.
the Catholics, like the Catholic community, is actually like really small in like Salt Lake City, and because it's very like LDS dominant, you know.
Right.
So like you're not really like interacts with that many like Catholic kids if you grow up LDS. So I mean, but that again, it's not a good thing either, because you know if you don't go to like a public school and you only go to one school where everybody's really like one religion or whatever, then you don't really get to encounter different peoples, and then you become really like you don't really know
One shape.
one-sided about
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
because like you don't know anything, so of course
Exactly.
you're gonna like put on your stigmas and your biases on that, you know, so you don't really like you don't get to know those kinds of people because you already assume who they are.
Right.
So, like,
just based off
Based
their
off
religion.
based off their religion, what you've heard, or like
Right.
from your parents or whatever, without actually.
Is
like,
that kind of like how it was, like, outlooked? Is, like, people are a certain way based on their religion in Utah? Is that kind of like the classes they fell under, you would say?
Yeah, yes and no, because like I would say it's definitely like an LDS class in a lot of ways, but things also changed a lot when as I was growing up, because like kids are changing.
Yeah, kids nowadays are
Yeah,
fucking
so
insane, bro.
It's
My
crazy.
my 5-year-old brother, literally the other day, he told me he was on his phone and he goes, "It's downloading." Like he was talking about an app, and I literally in my head I was like, "That is a sentence I would have never have said at 5 years old." There was never anything
like having, like,
downloading
a-
at 5. Like what?
having like an iPad, like as a kid, like I never had any of that.
I-
I had model planes.
I don't even
That's what
remember
got.
when the iPads came out. Like I was always a kid, old when I got one.
I remember.
I didn't
my
even get
mom's- I remember my mom's BlackBerry. That's what I remember.
Oh,
Yes,
my
bro,
God.
the Blackberries. I
With
remember
the little like ball thing,
Right.
playing Tetris.
Bro, you remember the little things that were like literally this thick, like little, and they flicked open like that? It had like a circle button
Oh,
at
the
the
flip
bottom.
phone?
Yeah,
The-
and
the-
it slid
Oh, it's like
to
a
the
kickflip?
side. Yeah,
The kickflip phone?
and it like, but it was literally little as fuck.
Oh, I think I
Or
know.
a
what
side
you're-
flip.
Yeah,
Side flip.
Oh, like
something.
yeah, like it's the little side one.
right.
Yeah, I think that was my first phone. Actually.
That was my first phone was the government phone that they give you. I had like my mom gave it to me. I had 250 free minutes, 250 free texts. I remember going through all that shit looking for mom's phone because I still needed the text. Damn it.
Bro, I don't think I had phone service till I was like in like 9th grade.
You didn't have no phone service till you were in ninth
No
grade?
phone service. I was
I
running off
remember when
Wi-Fi.
you got your phone. The
Which one?
old Samsungs.
I had a bunch of them.
Yeah.
I ran through those, I'm not gonna lie.
Desiree would just get them for you at the
Yeah,
Lost and Found,
like, reset them real quick, call it a day.
right?
But even then, like yeah, I didn't even really have like electronics that much. Like as
Yeah,
a
you
kid, really growing.
You were
up.
saying before that you grew up no video games.
Yeah, I mean like we had a GameCube. Yeah, that
You
was
had a GameCube?
That was
That-
was
I mean, that's
stuff,
classics,
man. You know,
but-
it was like a I remember what was it? It was Cars, Monkey Ball, Mario Kart. Those were the three games we had.
At least you had Mario Kart,
I
but
don't
nobody to play with.
Oh.
Nobody to play
But we
with.
beat all them levels though.
Yeah, he said I had all the stars.
Oh yeah, you know.
But fucking-
And then we had like a Wii for a little while with like Guitar Hero. And, like,
Oh,
Wii
so you could
Sports
kill
and
it on
stuff.
Guitar Hero.
My sister's really good.
Yeah?
But, like I've gotten better, but like my cousin, he would go on like like the expert
yeah,
one, like be
fuck
like
those
orange,
guys.
behind the
I
back.
hate that. It's like, how the
Yeah,
fuck are
he's
you
like-
getting down
Yeah,
there?
I'm like,
I can never get my pinky that
yeah,
far
I was
down.
like,
I-
I'm good with like the three fingers.
I'm good with the whammy bar.
Yeah,
Like,
oh, that's my favorite. Yeah.
I always hated Guitar Hero. I was so bad at it. So
I know.
like,
I
fuck
got so
this shit.
frustrated, you know. I was
They
like,
had
damn.
Guitar Hero, and then I remember. You remember when they made the DJ Hero? Oh, I had that one too. You had literally turntables,
Oh, wait,
but
no,
they
no,
had
no.
fucking keys on them. So you
Yeah,
had to
okay.
like.
I like
Oh,
Rock
that's
Band.
pretty cool.
Rock Band wasn't too bad.
They also
never
had like the
got to play
drums.
it,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I never got to play Rock Band, but I wanted to.
It had the microphone and shit.
But I had
if you want it.
but I had like the GameCube, the Wii, and then like I had like a game. You remember like the Game Boy, like the square?
Yeah, the
Oh,
Game Boy Advance.
That was like
yeah,
those are my-
Pokemon, man.
No, I never had Pokemon. It was
What?
Like, it was like
never
a,
had Pokemon.
It was called Rave Master. That's the one I remember. It was like
I had Samurai Jack. You remember?
It was like
Samurai
Mortal
Jack?
Kombat. Mm-mm.
You remember? Did you ever watch Samurai Jack? You never watched Samurai? You know?
Never
I've never seen
Jack.
Samurai
Who the fuck are you?
What?
You ain't
What the
never
fuck is
seen.
Samurai Jack?
It's a samurai, and his name's Jack.
Oh,
and
wait,
he's a
wait, is it-
cartoon.
Oh, never mind.
He's a cartoon.
I mean,
seen the movie
maybe.
where Jack
Maybe
Black
if-
was a samurai.
Maybe if I saw it.
Swear
but-
to God, I might have.
Wait,
Black
was Jack
Samurai?
Black was a samurai?
Yeah, I
No.
swear.
Never in my
I
life.
think I'm thinking of Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah.
No, I think I know what movie you're talking
Oh,
about.
for real?
Though. The guy in the white,
Huh?
the big guy in the white.
Oh,
white,
Yeah.
do
He
you know what I'm
was a
talking?
big white ninja.
Yeah,
You
I know
guys
exactly
don't know
what
who
you're talking
Samurai
about.
Jack is?
Oh, that's Samurai
Oh
Jack.
yeah, no, I know
Yeah,
who you're talking
yeah.
about. Okay. I know.
Samurai
Wasn't that
Jack.
from,
Yeah,
like, Mulan?
I'm sorry.
No,
It
that's
looked
not
like
from
from
Mulan.
Mulan.
It's Mulan's dad. It's Mulan's.
Bro, they made a new Mulan.
Oh yeah, the
Live action.
Oh yeah. I haven't
She has
seen.
a
Has it come out
sister.
yet? She has a
Yeah, I
sister.
think it's out on Disney Plus.
Only in the live
Titan
action.
is the Mulan new one out.
Hey, to be fair, a lot of the live action remakes I don't think were as good as the animations.
No.
Just because
Lion
like,
King
I
sucked.
liked Aladdin.
I can only watch half. The Aladdin was poop.
well, the thing is, we
What?
always
I thought Aladdin was good.
No, fucking Will Smith singing
killed
and
that
all
shit,
blue.
bro.
I don't know.
it's just
Except
like
for-
it's different.
Okay, it comes out September 4th. That's when the new. Is it coming out on Disney
Oh, that's my
Plus?
sister's birthday. All right,
That's what
Disney
I heard.
Plus.
Yeah, I heard
Oh,
that
that makes
too.
sense. Yeah, because they've been releasing everything online now.
Or you remember Phineas and Ferb?
Oh yeah.
They just dropped a new Phineas and Ferb movie
really?
on Disney Plus.
Huh.
That's fire. I'm gonna have to.
Okay.
I might have to tap in.
Now, what were your like childhood like TV shows?
My childhood TV
Yeah.
shows.
Phineas and Ferb is
Phin-
definitely one of
Phineas,
them.
bro, Phineas and Ferb was one of those ones where I'd be like, I don't want to watch it, but it's the only thing ever on Disney XD. You know what I mean?
okay,
at
okay.
first, but
Disney
then it was
XD
like,
was your
oh.
thing. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I fucked with.
We didn't have that.
and Nicktoons. You know what Nicktoons is?
I never had all them.
Did you have
channels.
Nick?
Wait, was it like it's like the green one?
No, it's like purple or not purple, orange.
Oh, okay.
Nickelodeon.
Yeah, okay. We had
Yeah.
Nickelodeon.
Did you guys have Disney Channel?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
but we didn't have Disney XD though. Not all the time.
No?
It was but
Yeah,
it was
Disney
regular.
XD was like the 122.
Yeah,
That's
it
what
was-
channel it was.
Because like sometimes my friends had it and they because like different episodes, like things I've never
Right.
seen. So I was like,
You remember fucking Zeke and Luther?
Zeke and Luther
That was a
started-
banging
started-
ass show.
that sounds super
Hey,
familiar.
talk more in the mic.
Two skateboarders.
Yeah, they were two
Oh,
skateboarders.
I was thinking of Pair of Kings.
Oh,
That's a
that
good
one was a
one.
fucking
It was
banger
only in
too.
for like they canceled it or something.
Dude,
Like, what
uh-huh.
happened? Something happened.
Too
So I don't-
soon.
I don't
They were
know.
all bangers, if you ask me.
No, Sweet Life, and
Oh,
Sweet Life
that's
on
on
Life on
Disney
Deck.
Plus too.
Uh-huh.
Both of
That
them.
was
I'm
my
watching.
stuff. That's So Raven.
Yep.
For sure.
Oh,
Hey,
the Proud
Jesse.
The Proud Family.
The Proud Family. Never
I don't
seen it.
remember.
You never seen the Proud Family?
Never seen that.
That was like my childhood animation.
Really?
Because it's like a black family
Oh, okay.
animation, so it's just like you didn't really have that.
Did you
kind
watch
of-
the Boondocks?
No, but I know of it.
That shit's
That
fire.
shit's crazy.
I'm most of my friends, I think I've seen.
That's
it.
like every person I've talked to. That's the black
They're
anime.
good.
That's black anime, right?
But that's
Yeah,
like
that's like the
see,
only
I
one.
was never allowed
well,
to watch Adult
that,
Swim.
and
though.
it's like I think it was black guys who made it. Like other
Oh,
people have
I
tried to
see,
make
yeah.
it, but like this one was like that's why it hit so hard because
Okay.
it was raw and real. You know, it's
Yeah.
not white people trying to
yeah,
fake
okay.
being black, but it's black guys really making a cartoon that's
yeah,
funny as
okay,
fuck.
that's fair.
It's got like kung fu,
yeah,
and fucking
okay.
samurais and shit.
See, that's
Bro,
why
the
I like.
fighting scenes,
So
crazy.
pimp.
That's why I like the Proud Family because they had like ghettos and like
Yeah.
actually if
Yeah.
you like looked into it, it was like real
Right.
real life. And,
Cartoons from back then have so many like
hidden messages.
Yes,
you know, if you think
hidden
about it,
messages, adult innuendos, just fucking doors that open to other doors.
But you didn't know as obviously as a
Right.
kid, but rewatching you're like, oh,
Yeah.
You're like, what the fuck
oh,
did he say?
You put that in a kid's show,
Yeah,
Like,
right?
really?
I was watching Avatar, you know, the arrow? Yeah. So I was watching that, and the main guy, not the airbender, but the other dude, Sokka, I think his
Yeah.
name is, he's so fucking sexist. He'd be talking to his sister, he's like, you can't do that, you're a girl. And I'm like, whoa,
then-
how did that slide 5-10 years ago?
And they're just like they just allow it. Nobody says nothing. I'm
Right.
Like, all right, all right.
I was like,
But it was
who
also
am I
like
to say? You know?
also they didn't like care that much back then.
Right.
I feel like they was more like
I
sexist
fucking
ones.
Power Rangers all the way. Power Rangers.
Yeah.
I didn't
all
watch
the
too
way.
much, but fucking the Ninja Turtles.
Oh.
Ninja
I was
Turtles?
on that.
Old
I was
Ninja
on that,
Turtles
yeah.
and the new ones. I fuck with the new
Yeah.
Ninja Turtles so tough.
The live action Ninja
Yeah,
Turtles.
yeah.
I haven't seen the live action.
You haven't?
Ninja
So
Turtles.
good.
I saw
Watch
the
it.
old live action Ninja Turtles.
Thank you.
I love you, babe.
The old live action Ninja Turtles and the animation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all of it.
Mhm.
Bangers. That fucking. You remember Fairly Odd Parents?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I
fuck
Timmy
with that,
Turner.
Timmy Turner.
That was my
Timmy Turner.
Uh,
That's what I remember.
Designer.
Timmy Turner. Fucking Designer. What happened to Designer? He said,
fell
I'm dead.
He fell
No
off.
more hair.
He fell
Like a
off.
loose
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
It's like him and Futuristic went on the same island.
And fucking Fetty Wap.
And Will Ferrell.
Pac's there too.
Cool. Will Ferrell went on an island.
Yeah,
I don't want to talk
Will.
about that though.
Hollywood's fake. Hollywood
Pedos.
pedophiles.
They're keeping
You heard
tabs
about
on
that
it.
shit? Save Our Children? That the thing where they're trying to make pedophiles pretty much okay.
No, that's a
what?
No.
totally different thing.
I'm talking about the Save Our
Yeah.
Children shit,
The Save
not
Our
not
Children is
Epstein.
against
What do you
that.
mean they're gonna make pedophilia?
No, I know.
Okay.
I know that's the
Save Our
argument
Children
against
is
it.
like,
It's the protest to it.
it's a protest.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah.
pretty much like, you know how like
Bringing attention to
we're
it.
becoming a very gender everything fluid world right now.
Nation, at
Right.
least. Yeah.
And so like now they're trying to say that age is something that you can feel. They're saying like a 10-year-old can be an old woman locked in a 10-year-old's body. This is what people
or
are
an
trying to
old
say.
woman can be a 10-year-old locked in an old woman's body.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they're trying to rationalize old people fucking kids. And that's not okay. Save the children.
Well, okay, this is the thing. Like, there's situations where, like, a younger adult, not 10 years old,
Yeah.
but, like, maybe someone of, like, say, like, 17 or 18 can
Right.
make a more mature decision, you know, based on whatever circumstances.
Exactly.
But if you're at 10 years old, you have no idea what the world's like. You know, you're
You
still...
don't
I
even
mean,
need to be in a
even at
relationship,
18, at 19 right now, I'm fucking shook at what our world is at, bro.
Yeah,
Like, I have
like-
no way to understand it. Everything that's happening, everything that, like, is changing. I'm almost, like, scared to even fucking bring a kid into this world with how it's looking
Yeah, I
and
mean,
how everything is.
It's really scary, honestly, because just, like...
Being 19 in 2020?
and seeing everything... well, this is supposed to be, like, our golden years. Those
Right.
of us, like,
Yeah.
to, like, 1999,
because
But
we
2000
graduated,
babies.
you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, exactly.
This is our first year out of high school.
And
this
it-
is our...
Yeah, this was supposed to be our leap into the world,
Right.
and then immediately crashes and burns around us.
Exactly.
And it was like,
You know, I feel bad for anyone who, like, started, like, a backpacking trip in September and then got stuck in, like, Europe and
I
can't
actually
come
know.
home.
I know somebody.
That'd be
I know.
fucked.
A friend
I
of
seen
mine,
something like that on Instagram.
A
But,
friend of mine, she got stuck in Guam.
oh,
And
no.
yeah, so
That's
she
shitty.
Is she
She
still
was-
there?
no, she just got back like a month ago.
What do they do, though? Because
She was
it's
stuck in the
not like-
hotel, quarantined.
But, I mean, but, like, you can't... Can she afford that? Like, how do they...
Yeah, no, because like they
They
figure
waive prices
they
and
figure
stuff?
out ways to compensate. Because like
Right.
you know, if you
Yeah.
guys can't leave the building, you know, it's because of quarantine, then like they just kind of have to work around that, you know. So
100%.
yeah, they all worked it out eventually, but it was like you know that's actually really happening now, and it's like our generations have never experienced anything like that. So even our older generations, it was
Right.
just like all new for us. So,
No, like, none... I don't think anybody that's alive now has lived through a pandemic.
no,
Not
not
when
like
this.
this.
No.
And, like,
Not-
I feel like the media... had made
Blown
it
it up.
out worse than it is, but still it's something
not good.
Yeah, it's not good. And like, you know, it's shitty, but people our age don't even take the shit serious.
No,
You know, I'm wearing my mask, pepper spraying everybody getting close to me. Fuck that shit.
Fucking pepper
good.
spray.
Yeah.
Like the real
I almost want to walk out with a meter stick, like fuck off, you know?
like well I feel like everybody getting like super close together is already like that's all you already know that's gonna make somebody sick, you know. That's how little kids get sick anyway. So like,
Guaranteed.
and when we have a real pandemic going on, regardless of what people say, you can't really expect to just go back to normal living and think that everything's gonna be okay,
Right.
especially if we're going in a global pandemic.
Like it's around the world. It's not just the US. It's
Yeah.
not just fucking, you know, it's everywhere.
See, and if you actually think about it, all the other countries that listened to their governments that were
Right.
doing good things
and
about
what's
having
shitty is
strict
like we
requirements.
always talk shit about other countries
Yeah.
about how they're not keeping their shit together.
because
but
we're
look at
supposed to
us.
be like the the
Yeah.
golden boy kind of thing, and it,
We're
like,
America,
Super
land of the
power.
free.
yeah, we're supposed to be the superpower of like the world kind of thing.
Yeah,
you know?
I think it's
You know?
stupid. We go over here try to fight everyone's wars. Like,
yeah.
you know, if we would have kept our nose out of shit, we probably would have more allies, less people scared of us wanting to bomb us all the fucking time.
I mean, and also like the past relations with like past presidents have also been like super bad, obviously, because you know we never really had.
I mean, everything in the world evolves, right?
Yeah.
Like everything, cars, technology,
People.
houses, people. But our government system and our schooling has all stayed the
Same.
fucking same.
And if you think about it, it's just like our prison system. Well, actually,
Yeah.
our prison
Yeah.
system's gotten worse, but
Yeah,
Our
well,
prison
fuck.
system's fucked.
Yeah. Shout out to everyone in prison that didn't do their crime.
And shout out to everybody in prison that's there for weed.
Yeah,
In a state where it's
fucking-
legal now.
Get out soon, homies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Y'all deserve
out.
it.
Stay up, stay blessed,
And when you get out, move to Washington. You can smoke so much good weed.
or
The
Canada.
best weed.
Canada, eh?
Hey, what's the capital of Canada?
Oh,
Fuck.
Jeez, Ontario?
I want to say it's Ontario. No, it's
Toronto.
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 Yeah, Toronto.
I would have to say so.
Toronto.
That might just be Drake talking to us. But
No, but
Right?
it is Toronto. I'm pretty
Is
sure.
it?
Yeah, I'm pretty
Okay.
sure. No, it's
I'm
either
going to
Toronto
Canada.
or Ottawa.
I'm gonna make my kid a Canadian.
shout out Toronto.
A.
A.
You know
A.
we're farther north than Toronto is right now?
You wanna
Really?
get closer to
You
my-
know we're farther north than Toronto is right now? Like, we're up here, and then Canada, like, the line for Canada goes down, and then that's where Toronto is. Because it's at the bottom of Canada, and we're at the top
I
of
see.
the United States, and
The tip.
Just where we're
the
at is more
northern
north.
tip of the United States, right? Yeah. Okay.
so it's way east, but a little bit south.
So you grew up in Utah.
Mm-hmm.
It was a very, very
Restricted
Yep.
households.
restricted.
Yeah.
But all of that created Nickson, right? And so, what brought you to Portland? What made you want to get the fuck out
Oh, a lot of things
of Utah?
actually.
Because I mean, growing up with all those values, you must have loved it, right? You must have loved home and like everybody.
I mean, I grew up in like, I would say like I had a pretty like happy childhood. You know,
Yeah.
I can't really, I grew up blessed. You know, can't complain really.
Right.
You know,
Because your dad works for Kenya sometimes too, right?
yeah.
He
So,
does.
like, my parents,
and he was a nurse.
hmm My dad was in medical, so he made a good living. You know.
And your mom, didn't she do medical as well?
No. So my mom's always done hair.
Oh,
So,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
She
yeah,
didn't
that's
really go to
right.
college, but she went to beauty school. and
Right.
so she's always had like her own shop or whatever. You know.
How's
and
her shop doing
really
with
good,
all
actually.
this?
Yeah.
Like they
well,
stayed open and like all
she
that.
was on like limited hours, but you know, people like that, she can't stay closed. You know,
Right.
Because she can
She's-
still.
she's
she'll
got
go
her
under.
customers.
Yeah, exactly. She's gonna go under if she stayed closed forever anyway.
Right.
But she can have people come in, unlimited clients, and anyway,
Masks and
her shop
everything.
is built in, so like people have their own rooms, with
Yeah.
their own like hairdresser or whatever. So
Right.
it's like it's sectioned off anyway.
Mhm.
But but it's been fine. She can work around it.
That's
but
cool.
Did she braid your hair a lot growing up?
No,
She didn't let him-
I always had a military buzz cut until
for
like
real?
sophomore year of my
Wow.
high school, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She wouldn't let him, right?
Yeah, my mom always thought like I looked like unkept, So she was like, I don't like that, She's like, I want you to look. Well, she always thought I think I look more like my parents' son if I, like,
If you had a
yeah, because you can
shaved
like
head.
see my face a little more, I guess,
Right.
And I look.
I don't know.
more-
Did they think your hair was gonna fall in your face or something?
No, they just like thought just like, oh, it's a lot. Like
Yeah.
my dad used to have a fro.
Oh,
my
really?
mom was like, and
Yeah.
that used to be the style,
Yeah,
Like,
back in the 80s
Yeah, back
and
in the
shit.
80s, that was
Yeah,
the thing.
the
you know?
move.
Exactly.
The
But
fro.
this is all like, but my parents they're Kenyan, so most
Yeah.
people in the streets they got shaved heads,
Right.
even little
'Cause
girls.
It's hot as fuck, huh?
Well, yeah, that too, but also just because of like managing hair,
Oh.
and like those kinds of conditions. Like most
Yeah.
people don't have like the products or even clean water, so
Makes
it's like
sense.
Right.
a lot of girls or a lot of kids have ringworm in their heads, and it's
Oh.
like
Yeah, it's a skin.
yeah, it's like skin fungus kind of
yeah,
thing. And it's
infection.
like it'll be like white
Fungus
spots,
type deal.
in their heads. So it's like having long hair. It's kind of a luxury, really. So like
Right.
that's why they would always really like to see like blonde or like white people's hair because they feel like it's like silk, because
Yeah.
my hair is not.
Yeah,
it's like
your
shag
hair's-
carpet, It's
Yeah.
like
It's
the
just
same-
like coarse.
Yeah.
More coarse.
it's not the same thing. So like they would immediately just be like, oh,
Is it really like that when you get to Kenya? They're like, "Can I touch your hair?"
yeah. If you go to like the school, like I think I've even had.
If you go to the school,
The schools, they'll just like, oh, because they think you look like a celebrity, They're, just
oh,
like,
they're like, "I've never seen this."
yeah,
before."
exactly.
We
They
take a
want to
picture?
touch you. Yeah,
Yeah.
they want to take pictures with you.
For real.
They ask you if you know Justin Bieber.
All
all the good stuff.
It'd just be like, "Yep, he's on my speed dial. You want to talk to him?
You want
You want to talk to him?
I'll talk to him real quick.
Call Titan. He looks say Titan, fix your hair real quick."
See, because none of those kids are ever gonna have those kind of like real. They're never really gonna be able to like meet those kind of idols, So
Right.
like they reach out in any way they can, kind of thing.
Right, and a lot of people from Kenya probably end up staying in Kenya, huh?
Yeah, because they can't really like afford to like really go. Most people can't even really afford to go to university. So like if you can
Right.
go to the university, you probably end up staying anyway because it's just best for your family. It's easier to take care of everybody there.
Right.
Most people take care of their big families. So
Is
even
it
my-
usually like a lot of people to one household there?
Yeah, I mean, well, also people have a lot of kids. So it's
Right.
like you.
Fuck,
Uh,
they're fucking in Kenya.
And when you poor and you ain't got much else to do, I mean,
You fuck a lot.
Yeah,
That's
fuck
what
a lot.
happens.
And you pump out kids.
Pump.
And like big families. That's just the culture.
Big family, that's the
Always,
culture. Lots of food, lots of
food.
good time.
Extend the tribe a little bit,
Yeah,
Yeah.
always.
More territory.
More hands. More hands.
More hands. Yeah.
But like even when my parents were my dad grew up pretty poor. My mom not as much, but she didn't have a lot, but she had more. But my dad grew up pretty poor because in the Kumpa tribe they don't really have much.
Right.
So like, and my dad has like 8 siblings, I believe. I haven't met all of them, and I have more cousins than I can count because each of them have at least 3 or 4 children. So
Damn.
like,
It's like if you don't have 3, you're like not Kenyan, huh?
well, like it was just
It's
kind of like why not kind of
Yeah.
a thing. I don't know why, but because even my mom, she has like 7 siblings, I think.
Mhm.
So like my mom's the oldest, and my dad's like somewhere in the middle, I think. But
How many siblings do you have?
I only have 2 actually. I have
really?
2 older sisters,
Okay.
Emily and Esther. One's a year older, and the other's 4 years older. So
Which one lives here in Seattle?
Emily actually, yeah, she's the one that's a year older, and she's lots of chaos, but she's got a good heart. you know?
Yeah.
yeah.
She got her head screwed on.
She didn't even hit you back when you told her you're in Seattle?
No, she didn't actually.
Fucking Emily.
Big shout out to you.
Yeah. Here we are,
uh,
30 minutes away.
You know, she knew I was coming down, and like I sent it even in like my family group chat. You know, like because like she also said she was going through some stuff, so I was like, oh, come down and check on you, and she didn't hit me back, so I was like, all right, you on your own then.
Yeah,
It is how it is.
I'm the only brother you got.
But she's fine. She'll stay up. She's fine.
Right.
But,
You guys all got those values in you.
but that's the thing. Like even my sisters and I aren't that close.
Right.
Like we don't really like talk that much. Like my older sister, we didn't talk. We still aren't really like super close right now. I'd say it's like getting better ish, but like we didn't really talk for like 6 years. It was like there was just like a lot of like tension, I guess, and like I was just, and then by the time I got back to know her, it was just kind of like she's a stranger to me.
Right.
People change when you're not looking. And it's like,
Exactly. They're
if you
just
don't really-
everyone's always moving. Man.
exactly, and if you
World
don't like
never
hold on
stops.
to those people, it's like they're gonna slip away.
Right.
So
Hold on to relationships.
yeah, and like at the end of the day,
Value
family's
them.
all you got.
Exactly.
But I do believe that you can still kind of choose your blood.
Oh yeah. Oh, 100%. Choose your blood all the way.
Yeah.
I have people who aren't my blood who I love more than my blood.
Exactly, because it was weird because like I've met people out here and it was like they were closer than my family, and it was like not that that's a bad thing, but people find family in different ways.
I feel like sometimes it's easier to open up to someone who's not your family.
Yeah.
Just because sometimes the judgment, but you always know they're gonna have an opinion and they're gonna have they're gonna want to try to control it in some sort of way.
Your parents,
Any kind of family.
Or
Yeah.
running their mouth to like other family members.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, or like, it's just because for me, it's sometimes even easier to like, except for Tony, like it's easier for me to open up to Tony than say like sometimes a friend, but that's just because like me and him grew up more friends than brothers.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
I
Like
see.
we grew up together, sort of like our moms. We have different moms, so like my mom was the side chick of his mom's boyfriend, right?
Got you.
And then that created some tension between our moms, and they didn't really like each other at all. Well, my mom likes his mom, but his mom does not like my mom at all.
She ain't gonna lie about it. She'll tell it.
Yeah, his mom's straight fucking
No fake
like,
love.
No fake love. And like it was to the point where like my mom was like, "Hey, would you want to come in and smoke a bowl real quick?" When she was dropping Tony off one time, and his mom was like, "No, I really don't like you," and like just straight up, and she was like, "Oh, okay."
Alright.
And then like it's the fucking thing I hear every time my mom and we bring up my mom and his mom. It's funny. It's awesome. My mom's always like, "I like her,
But she hates me.
but she hates me."
It's all right. Sometimes things just take time.
Right. And my dad was a hoe.
They don't really need a relationship.
Exactly.
You know?
And like
Y'all
me
are
and
good.
him collected our relationship through weed, really.
Yeah.
No,
Marijuana tied this bond.
I
Weed
got
binds
him
people.
high, and he never stopped coming by. You know?
It's usually how your friends work, huh? Yeah, fuck, man. But yeah, it's been a good time, man. Growing up in here is, it's crazy to see that like you grew up in Utah and I grew up here, but like we've both been through similar shit,
Yeah.
a lot of the same things. We both started smoking weed about the same time, that type of hooligan shit,
See, but it's just interesting because like most kids, like they don't really think that like somebody else across the world or wherever,
Exactly.
just next door is doing the same thing you are.
Right.
And if you just have a simple conversation with somebody,
Kids think they're so smart. They
They-
think they're so
like you
smart.
think you're the only
Yeah.
one who came up with that plan.
They're like, "Oh, I'm gonna sneak out right when mom falls asleep, and I'll be back, and I'll take the car, and I'll make sure the gas is where it needs to be."
Nobody has ever done this.
Nobody's never done that. It's
And also, your parents, I also found out, they like to ask you questions knowing the answers,
Dude.
just to see you lie.
I hate
Just
that
to see
shit.
you lie.
That shit is so annoying. They be like, "Hey, Ethan, did you take $20?" I was like, "No, what? Never."
Bro,
Lying to me?
My sister would always steal money from my mom, and then my mom would come up to us both, and she was like, "All right, so since one of y'all did this, y'all are both in trouble, and we can't do this." I'm looking at my sister like, "You better fess up, you fucking motherfucker."
You was about to say something totally different. Love you, Kylie, but
Just, you son of a bitch. You
son of
fucking
a bitch.
See, it was the
thieving
opposite
motherfucker.
for me. I always got my sister in trouble. Like I would
Ooh,
put
well,
some
you were the
stuff on
little
her.
brother, you know.
Yeah.
You were the baby, so it's
Right.
like anything sister does, it's like, "Mom."
Yeah. Like, I love to
Done.
throw Emily under the bus. I mean, it was like
Is that? And that's surprising because that's not even the one you had a fallout with.
yeah, actually, because Esther and I grew up a lot closer. Esther was the
right.
oldest, so she was always mediating between me and Emily. Because like we're so close in age, we were always fighting.
Right.
We grew up.
It's like year, you know.
Yeah,
so it's like
yeah.
she's in high school, you're still in middle school.
And she's
that
like
bit
right,
of growth.
just a year above, just a year older than I am, and she's a Gemini like I am.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
She's
Geminis. We're all Geminis here.
Hey, Gemini
Very-
gang.
Gemini.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, so like, but it's funny because like she's my opposite in a lot of ways. But if we like really get down to it,
Yeah.
we have a
Similar.
lot more similarities than we are different.
You and Esther, or you
Me and Emily.
You and Emily.
But
yeah.
me and like
That's probably why you guys butt heads.
in a lot of ways, because the people who like know us or like have hung out with both of us would be like, oh, you know, Emily does this or like I do that, you know, and it's like, don't tell me I'm like her. But,
Yeah, it's like don't speak those words.
Yeah, don't you say that.
People do
Right.
the same thing with me and Ethan.
Right.
But like, me and my older sister, we are more alike in the way like we're a lot more mellow. Don't really care. It's like have a lot of attention, like smaller circles kind of a thing, and more artistic, I would say. Emily's like loud and obnoxious and bubbly,
It's just
always in
like,
your face.
"Wow."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, she should have
loves-
lived in Portland. Is what you're saying.
She,
She would
she'll
have been
kill
out
it
there
wherever
with the
she goes.
vegetarians.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
But she's like right now where she's at Seattle Pacific, right?
Yeah.
And she's an RA, and she
Oh, so
she
oh,
lives
that's
for that.
so shitty though. That's so shit. She's a rule follower, huh?
Well, yes and no. I mean,
Because
she's
the RAs, have you seen
What's the RA? Hold on.
have you seen
It's like,
Neighbors 2? You
Uh,
know when they're smoking weed in the dorm? And that fucking guy comes in and he's like, "Were you guys smoking weed?" And they were
No,
like,
she's one of
"Yeah."
them?
And then he was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Don't fucking smoke weed!"
Yeah.
It's just fucking hilarious. Did I kill Titan's ears? Sorry. Titan's got the headphones on. Pray for him.
Fucking killing our tech, yeah, man.
blowing
I
out some
know.
eardrums real quick.
Love you,
It's all
Titan.
good. Well, like I don't really know exactly how like Seattle Pacific, like
Right.
their party scene or whatever is, but she was also like very, I would say she was like timid, like getting into a lot of that stuff, and she's
Just kind of like shy at first.
like she's curious by nature for sure.
Oh,
but-
most
but-
people are though.
You know,
what
yeah.
I mean?
But Emily's also like, she second guesses herself all the time, so it's like
Dude,
you know.
join the club,
Mhm.
man. Fuck. I took
Geminis,
shrooms, and ever since then, bro, I've been questioning life. Like, what the fuck is this for?
Mhm.
Someone let me know.
Stuff-
What the fuck am I doing?
Like, what the fuck is that over there recording?
Yeah,
Like, what are we
why am I
talking to
making a
right now?
podcast right now?
See, that was another thing. Like every time I did shrooms, it was
Yeah.
like, what is?
That fly is back. Oh, he's gonna fucking fuck.
Dude, I hope
Wait,
they can
wait,
see
wait.
it in the podcast.
Just know
Just
that we're
big ass.
irritated too.
He's just mobbing back and forth from the bathroom.
Fucking close the door. All right, back in.
What was the question?
Where were we at? Do you want to jump into a high school story?
Yeah, for sure.
Alright.
Do that.
Yeah, let's get it. Let's get a high school story.
Oh,
High school segment.
High school segment.
story. Oh, let me think.
Yeah, give me a crazy one. Like,
Wait, can we pick the story?
how can we pick? We
Like-
don't know his stories.
Oh, well, yeah.
No, I mean like give me like a.
Well, okay. So, like, senior year. Just
Oh, you.
something
oh.
that popped off in senior year. Some
Something
crazy
that-
shit.
Oh, okay. Senior year.
Was that the time that shit happened with your buddy?
Which one?
With.
Well, okay. So senior year was like a lot more like first semester. You're figuring out like if you want to go to college or
Right.
whatever you want to doing after.
That's what you
senior
were
year.
doing first
Yeah.
semester?
That's
was
why. That's what
fucking-
everybody presses. Because
Yeah.
after first semester, because first semester still like matters, I guess, in school, and then after first semester, nothing matters, and everybody's goofing off. Nobody really cares,
I got
right?
you.
But senior year is already just really laid back anyway, you know,
Yeah.
because teachers know you don't care, whatever. But
Senioritis to the
I
back.
think probably the craziest thing was when I made my specialty tea and brought it to school. And
You gotta tell them about this
Yeah, what-
concoction.
okay,
what's the
okay.
specialty
So my specialty, right? It's
Specialty.
I would just do
Specialty.
I would do Kenyan tea, you know, in the mornings usually and bring it to school,
Mhm.
and then I would just take a fat glob of some dab, boil
Some
it
wax.
on the stove,
Yeah.
just melt it on the spoon, stir it in, walk into school. But one time I did a little bit too much, and I took a nap. I took a nap in the middle of the high school. It's called the Great Hall, so it's like the entrance to school. And I actually have like a picture on my phone of me like napped out. And I slept there for about 4 hours during the day, like pretty much half my classes.
That's some strong tea, bro.
And then I woke up and it was a teacher woke me up, right?
Oh,
And
yeah.
my
That's
eyes
always fun.
my eyes were bloodshot.
They waited 4 hours to wake you up.
Well, she noticed because she was walking by and like
No one else did?
No, because like it's pretty quiet, you know, in the administration block. It's like right next to there, so like, nobody's gonna think you're doing
Anything
something. Yeah,
wrong.
and I was just sleeping, so you know I'm being quiet, right?
Right.
So like
They're just not even noticing you.
exactly, right?
Yeah.
So
flying
she,
under the radar.
she asks me, you know, if I'm okay. You know, she's like, you don't look too well, and I'm like, oh, you know, I'm not feeling too good. You know, and she's like, oh, okay. So she takes me back into the nurse's office, and so she lets me sleep there. She told me I could sleep there for the rest of the day.
Mm-hmm.
So I hung out there for like an hour or two, and then I text my buddy Miguel, and so I'm like, hey, you know, it's Tuesday, you know, you want
Tuesday.
to hit up movie Tuesday or what? So we skipped the last couple of our periods, hit up the movie theater across the street, and since it's like a Tuesday during the day, during the week, there's nobody in the theater, so you know we could walk into any movie we wanted to and just be chilling in the
Were
back.
they playing like new movies and stuff?
Yeah. So this was like right when Infinity War came out.
Oh, okay.
So
that's
like
a great movie.
we saw Infinity War probably like 8 times. Like I'm not even going.
He said, fuck class, Infinity War is way
just
better.
we went to like, and that was like we did Venom, like
Bro,
Oh,
Venom.
Venom's good as fuck.
a lot of superhero movies we love.
Venom is
Yeah.
solid.
I think Pacific Rim, that like just because like we love to see the action, you know, when you're stoned, you know,
Right.
and like so sometimes you know he brings a little drinks or you know whatever. We bring a bunch of snacks. Bring a bunch of snacks. Went into the back of the movie theater, you know, smuggled it in. Had like some In-N-Out too, and we just watched the movie. You know, that was probably like one of my favorite days, to be
Yeah.
honest with you. I was just hanging out with my boy, taking some good naps, you
Yeah.
know? Napping away the day.
Why?
Well, I don't know. We always did some crazy shit in high school, you know. But most of the time, it was just me taking naps, smoking weed, you know,
Yeah.
hanging out.
Oh, I
Woo!
hit that
I saw that.
I hit him. Woo! Titan, you're gonna have to slow mo that shit. Oh, I
he
fucking
got
whacked him out the fucking
He
sky.
got. R.I.P.
Bee down,
Mhm.
or not even a bee. That was just a big ass fly. big ass,
Big old booty.
big ass fuck. Oh shit! Oh my bad. I got scared. It's like, what is that?
But
But
any other questions? Any other questions?
what time are we looking at right now?
44 minutes.
44
Okay.
minutes?
We got about like.
Yeah, we still got like 30
15,
minutes.
Yeah, I bet.
20 minutes.
Yeah. So is there anything else you? Oh, food's ready? Okay.
Oh shit.
Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Let's talk about. You worked at Safeway?
That's how we met. Oh yeah, let's get into that.
That's where we even. We met at.
So,
I just barely started my orientation, I think, and like.
well, you met Misty first.
Yeah, I met Misty at the orientation, and
Mhm.
then I started working there, and I met you and Joffrey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I met Joffrey and you the same day.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
that's what's up.
Because I seen you walking by and pretty much, fuck you. Pretty much for me, it was like I'm very good at making friends, like just talking to people straight out. Like even if I don't know them, I'm good at just starting a convo.
Yeah.
And like you and Joffrey were like looked about our age. I honestly thought you were a little younger.
Yeah.
But you looked our age, and so I was like, you know, I need more friends around here. Let's just talk to them.
Yeah.
And then you were sitting on your phone, and I can't remember what we started talking about, but you were doing videos and stuff.
Oh yeah, that.
And like that bullshit.
I hate that.
Yeah.
It's like 4 hours long video.
It-
Got paid, though.
mine was like 8, bro. It
Oh,
took
really?
me 8 hours to finish them. Yeah.
No,
Fuck that shit.
I got a short attention span too.
Me
so
too. I was
skip.
back there fucking.
Skip.
I'm back there trying to remember the fucking food.
Oh.
You remember that? Stupid.
Barely.
But yeah, we met there, and then not long after, I think I invited you over for some dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
Was that the day we bought the rolls?
Maybe no, I think you brought rolls the second time.
Oh, okay.
Because the first time you came, we were talking about kicking it, and I got your Snapchat,
Yeah,
and then and then you came over
after work or something.
Yeah, and then I think I asked you if you smoked, and you were like, "Yeah, I'll bring something." And then so he brought over some weed.
A little something, something.
Yeah, and that was
smoke.
that was
You know.
a blessing in Portland because like I hadn't had smoke in a while, since I visited home last. So
And I'd never actually I hadn't had a real smoke sesh with anybody for since I moved. So
Right.
it's kind of nice.
yeah, it was like,
Yeah.
this is a cool guy.
Yeah.
And then like we just go smoke on my porch because babe was a bit
Dude, I love that porch.
bit fucking anal about smoking in the house, but that's okay. That's all right.
That's okay.
That is perfectly fine.
You're
That new
forgiven.
house.
You are given for when we were moving in this house. She goes, "Nobody's smoking in the house," and she's like, "That's why we have a garage." Look at us now.
I mean, it's just like you dip one toe in the water and then you just
Right.
want to take a whole swim.
Exactly. It's like if I would test the waters. I take a hit. And then I'd no like in the Portland house. In the Portland house, I'd be like, I'd take a hit at the door, and then she'd be like, "You better open that door." I'd be like, "Am I gonna open it? Am I gonna open it?" But yeah, and then we would just kick it on the porch, the back porch, for like hours, just like getting to know each other.
Losing track of time for like 3 hours and be like, oh
Facts.
shit.
Sitting out there with some blankets because it'd be getting cold. It'd be getting cold.
Yeah.
But that
That's
porch
fine,
was so
actually.
dope. I
Actually like
fucking
that.
we caused a lot of fucking havoc in Portland. I'll tell you that.
Every time
That's
I
what
went
it's
to
for.
Portland, I puked off that porch at least once.
I pissed off that porch a couple times.
Ooh.
I think I
Yeah.
might have hit that one at one time.
At least it's good you're up high.
Right? And like I watched hella fights happen. I watched some dude try to talk to
Just
it.
right about the park.
Yeah.
So-
I watched some guy try to talk to some god. I don't know which god, but he was trying to talk to him. And he was screaming out, "Oh, you might have been there." No, I think it was Callie. Yeah, Callie was there. Her friend. But anyway, he was screaming out in the street saying like, "The Judah is coming." Like, you are not prepared. The Judah is coming. And it's just this older black gentleman yelling in the street to everyone around him. And like he's trying to pick he's trying to pick a fight with the dude that's in the store. And the dude who's in the store is like, "Bro, go away. What are you doing?" This guy walks off, cops come, and then he walks to the cops and tries to tell him the Judah is coming. And I'm like, the whole time I'm like, "Babe, he's telling us something. You better write this down. Judah is coming." He said that we were all gonna die in our sleep. No one was making it to the next
A
day.
little bit of a downer, isn't it?
Right?
And look at us.
Right?
We're
Still kicking.
I stayed up till 12:01. I'll tell you that. I said I'm making it.
He's still alive.
But yeah, the fucking Portland house was awesome.
That was nice.
And then like I showed you the if you just make them biscuits, man. And then
So was it ham or turkey?
ham.
Right.
You
ham,
make them biscuits, you
cheese.
butter it, you just put a
See,
little
I
bit
have
of cheese.
I have some in my fridge right now.
Oh, you're blessed.
Yeah,
You're blessed. We found some fucking Misty got her storage from California. And she hadn't seen that shit in like a year and a half or something. So we got it back finally. Now we don't have to pay for the storage, which is awesome.
Okay.
But in the stuff was a box of Girl Scout cookies. You know how amazing
Wait, what kind?
Samoas. Yeah, I know.
best.
The
Yeah.
only good kind.
The best.
The best.
Thin mints are pretty fire too.
Yeah, Thin Mints in the freezer go hard.
Yeah, and same with the peanut butter ones
Yeah.
in the freezer.
See, this thing, I don't really like McMinty chocolate. That's a
Right.
But Samoa's.
Samoas.
Hands down.
Hands down. I was like, babe, you better not open those. Those are a commodity right now. Who knows when our Girl Scouts will come back? You
Will
know?
they expire?
I hope not.
Who cares? Who cares?
Yeah, who gives a fuck?
They
Someone,
put 'em in a museum,
somebody will buy
honestly.
them. Somebody will be like, yo, that's the last box. I need that.
Can you imagine the day, the last box of Samoas?
I don't think anybody will know.
I think we would have overlooked it. Nobody would have thought about it. Been like, oh shit, that was the last
10
day.
years later, people are gonna be like, "Where the
Fuck are
did
the girls?
Samoas
They're gonna be like, where are the Girl Scouts?
Because I remember the Samoas.
They got like the coconut, you know.
Yes, man. I don't like coconut too much, but I dig it on that and my German chocolate cake. I'll tell you that.
I've never had German chocolate cake.
So good.
Okay.
It's chocolate cake. You like chocolate?
Yeah.
Chocolate cake, but it's got like coconut, like caramelized
Ooh, okay.
coconut shit on the
like
top.
that.
Oh, so good.
You're definitely gonna want to try it.
It's definitely a trier.
Okay.
If you were gonna send it, I would send it that direction.
For sure. Full send.
Full fucking
Full
send.
fucking send.
Not a half one.
Right.
Not a half boy.
But yeah, man. And now you're here visiting Seattle.
Yes,
you
sir.
You just fucking busting the
Bust
Greyhound.
down. Yep.
What'd
They
you think
were
about the Dick burgers?
Yeah,
The Dick's
oh,
burger?
he tried Dick's today, guys.
For the first time.
For the first time,
He ate a bag
he
of
has
Dick's.
never
It
had
was a
a
Dick's
greasy
Deluxe.
bag of Dick's. He's never had that.
It was the Dick's Deluxe and a chocolate shake.
And your thoughts?
Slapped.
Yep.
The burger's like, it doesn't actually have like a lot of salt on it, which like I at first was like, maybe I need a little ketchup or something.
Right.
But, no, you don't. The sauce on it, everything,
Right.
is perfect.
The patty
It's not too
itself
much.
is pretty
Juicy,
salty and salty, and it's kind of thin,
Mm-hmm.
which is weird.
Yeah, saves calories though.
Saves calories.
Yeah, it was fresh,
Yeah.
delicious.
Hell good,
Couldn't complain.
right?
Hit the spot.
And you got to see where Chop was. That was a cool little spot, right?
Yeah.
That was pretty dope. Like
It'd
that.
be dope if you could see it with all the graffiti on it. The graffiti
Yeah.
went crazy.
We have
Yeah,
some
it's-
pictures though.
Yeah,
Yeah, she told me a couple of those.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it went crazy. It was dope to see everyone kind of coming together.
Yeah, see, that's
for
what I
one
like,
thing.
because like it's actually like supporting. It's like
Right.
brings the community together in a lot of different ways.
Because like
you know?
a lot of people preach being with your community, but nobody's really taking
Stepping
that
up into
extra
that,
step.
yeah.
You know, like
See, but like because of the protests and everything, it was like people could, I feel like, band together over
Right.
a
It's
lot of
beautiful.
like a common
and
enemy.
you know, after being in quarantine for 4 months, people got a lot of anger. People are ready to
people
just
are bent up, People
yeah,
wanna
you
get
know?
out.
It's like not nutting in a week or two. It's like you need to bust. You know, you gotta get that nut
Can't
out.
wait too
A little
long.
bit of
Right.
combustion.
Combustion.
Better hit it with the left hand. Feels like someone else is doing it.
Oh,
That's a pro trick.
pro trick.
That's a pro tip. Take that one down, write it down.
All right, yes sir.
Do with it what you need. But
Alright.
how we doing?
52.
All right.
All right.
Should we end it? All right. I got some questions for you now that we're coming towards the end of the podcast.
All right.
I want one movie recommendation. What's one movie that you just like, even if like you think we've seen it, just one that you solidly stand by?
Well, especially in wake of the late Chadwick Boseman,
Rest in
I would
peace,
say
Rest in
reference
power,
to
man.
Rest
Yeah,
in
rest
Power.
in power,
Okay.
man.
Yeah.
Wakanda for fucking ever.
Forever.
42 is a great movie.
42, yes
I'm
sir.
glad that we were able to have him portray so many great characters for us.
But 42
Wish it could
definitely.
have been more.
Right? Wish it could have been
Too
more.
early, man.
Yeah,
Wish
way
it
too
could have been
early.
more. But
42 for sure. It was
42?
because it wasn't like a black movie per se, because like it was like American baseball,
Right.
which is like America's pastime,
But I mean, black culture is pretty heavy in American baseball with
No, it's-
Jackie Robinson.
Yeah,
you know?
because
He-
of Jackie Robinson, but but it wasn't like like a Wakanda, like black
Exactly.
culture heavy,
Right.
Still something like I feel like everyone really could relate to in a lot of different
Exactly.
ways. So
all the
that's why I was
Karens
really-
could get down to it.
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Every Karen, every
Every
Karen.
Karen.
Yeah.
We love you, Karen.
And it was like, and I think he like portrayed
Fucking
Jackie
Karen.
Robinson with a lot of elegance and grace. So it was
Right.
like,
And,
really
like,
nice to see.
You know, before that movie, I never really. No one teaches
No,
you about Jackie Robinson.
You don't really learn
know what I
about
mean?
like
Actually, I
black.
learned about it in school.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, shit, okay.
I had like a whole chapter about Jackie Robinson, like probably 6th grade English. We read a book and shit.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't
well
have that.
Well done,
Yeah,
education.
well done.
North
Everett
Middle
school,
baby, let's go.
Everett school districts doing it. No, but yeah, Jackie Robinson was a great one. That was a good movie.
Yeah.
Okay, and then one show you couldn't put down, like one show that you just.
You watch that shit religiously.
Oh, Game of Thrones. Hands
Yes.
down.
Yeah,
I fucking
Game of
love
Thrones.
Game of Thrones. I'm putting them on right now.
yeah, watching it for my first time.
Wait, what season? What
Early,
season?
One.
Early, yeah.
Season 1,
I'll watch any
No,
day or night,
bro.
man.
I
That
got
shit's
you. We can get it
fire,
later
bro.
on.
Okay,
I,
yes,
you know
sir.
what I showed them first though?
What?
To get them hooked, I showed them Battle of the
Yeah,
Bastards.
I wish you didn't though.
You remember with Daenerys and
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
Jon Snow's
Mhm,
fighting the Bolton, not
Yeah.
Bolton, but the
Yeah.
other guy.
Yeah, and
Those are
Ramsey.
solid
Ramsey
Yeah,
Bolton.
Ramsey, bro.
That's a good one.
That is a great one. It was well, I did that so that the girls would get hooked, you know.
Yeah,
I'm
let's
still
like
trying to
see what
figure
it's
out
about.
Who the fucking dude that got ate by the dog is? Has he been introduced?
No,
yet?
that's Ramsey.
I almost
Oh,
didn't wanna-
Yeah, that's a strong episode to start on. That's
Yeah.
a really
Yeah.
strong episode to start on.
But it
so.
gets you hooked. I'll tell
Yeah,
you that.
no,
Then you
for
want to
sure.
know how he got there.
Yeah.
And that's not even the end. There's
That's like
still
the
3
middle.
seasons
That's
after
like the
that.
middle of like that's when things are like almost not even to the peak.
And
Not
you
even
know,
to the
we're getting
peak.
to the end of season 1, and so yeah, things are gonna get hectic pretty soon.
So have you
the-
Misty seen it?
Oh yeah, I've seen the
Oh,
whole
okay,
show.
okay.
That
So-
dog didn't deserve to die.
Robert just died. The King Robert just
Okay,
died.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So
A
shit's
tra- a
really
tragic
getting real.
time, yeah.
Yeah, shit's getting real. Joffrey just became king. It's getting real.
Okay.
Yeah, shit's about to go down.
We shall see.
But and then what's next for you, bro? What are you doing? What do you want
You
to
got
do?
big plans?
Yeah,
what do I want to do?
yeah, what's your direction?
Currently, I want to. Well, I was taking classes to get a degree in business management and administration.
Oh shit.
Mostly just because like business can help you in anything really. But because of like all the online classes and everything, I'm probably gonna focus on getting my real estate license first.
Right.
Because my parents have been doing that.
yeah.
Like establish myself a little bit more. I'll get some good pocket cash.
Pocket cash. Johnny
But
Cash.
There's
Some
definitely
pocket
some good ass shit
cash.
to get into though.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like
Sell me my house.
It's a good market right now. And cost of living is only going up, especially over here.
Right.
So
Yeah.
like that especially. But
And realtors, they have assets all over,
yeah, exactly. Can't really. It's a dangerous, I guess. It can be risky, but
It
there's
can.
high returns.
Right.
If you know what you're doing.
It's like
If you buckle down and you know what you're doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But like I would say futurely, I really just want to own I want to have my own cafe one day. Do breakfasts mostly, and maybe have like a hotel
mom and
inside.
pop or franchise.
Mom and pops, kind of keep it authentic.
Yeah.
Keep the originality of it. But also have like on the side, I want to do like an infused breakfast menu. So like
Hell
I can
yeah.
do like
Some weed breakfast.
some some.
yeah.
I usually love to do like blueberry pancakes with like some canola oil or whatever, or whatever works. Some
Fuck
crepes, something toast because we can even do that.
With the butter and
exactly.
toast. Yeah.
So
Breakfast
lots of different
plastic.
dab tea maybe for some
Ooh,
specialty customers.
dab tea,
Some
a little-
specialty.
Yeah,
Nobody ever heard
special
of that.
tea.
Yeah.
Cause promise you that'll get you going in the mornings.
Right.
But
That's
it's a
awesome.
weed breakfast, so you're getting everybody high before their fucking day starts and shit.
What
Right.
better way to get going?
Oh my god.
I had a thought to bring fucking edible brownies to work, but then I was
just
like,
not
I
tell
probably,
anybody?
I was
Not
like, I
tell
probably
you?
shouldn't do that. Yeah, probably.
I would probably, if it was me and I did that, I would put it at the table, but I would like do it when nobody was looking.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
dump it and just walk away.
Right, just fucking toss it
They
in.
always
Yeah.
got cameras in the lunchroom though.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like, is anybody really gonna look at cameras to wonder who made brownies?
The pop brownies. Got everybody fucking
When the
blasted.
HR ladies
If
in there like
nobody-
this, what is happening?
See, but this thing, if you didn't know they were pop brownies, would you really like?
But you
If you
know
don't
somebody in
smoke
there is
weed.
also doing what I'm doing,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh my god, this tastes like something it
Okay,
shouldn't
that's
right
fair,
now."
that's fair.
And if you don't smoke weed and you eat a pop brownie, especially ones
It's
that
gonna
like,
taste
we
weird.
make,
Yeah, it's
You're
gonna be
gonna-
strong.
Yeah, you're probably like,
yeah,
oh, what
you're gonna
was
get
that?
so high. It's obviously not gonna be like.
I've actually never had weed brownies. I've had weed
Really?
chocolate, but I've never had
Ooh.
weed
I made
brownies.
We should make some
slap on
butter.
a brownie.
We have hella fucking weed.
I think you need.
We should make some butter.
You can use.
Nickson
wheat
can make
oil.
infused breakfast. What?
If we make butter, I can make breakfast.
Hell,
Yeah.
fucking yeah. But all right, guys, that's it. That's the first episode.
Yes, sir.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Nickson, for
y'all.
coming on.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Tony, for
Appreciate
being
you
here.
guys for having me on ET
Oh.
Homegrown.
Of course. Thanks for being the first episode.
Thank you.
Great first
Um,
guest.
if there's anything you want to promote, any social media that you want them to go follow you on, we'll have a little thing on the screen, but you tell them what it is.
I'm not really on social media at all, but I would just say everyone keep positive vibes.
Hell yeah.
Respect, man.
Stay up, everyone. Stay blessed. Stay healthy.
Stay healthy. Wear your fucking mask, Karen.
Wear your fucking mask, Karen.
Use your hand
Much
sanitizer.
love.
Just because you're wearing a mask does not mean hand sanitizer comes out
Mhm.
of the play.
And if you have a face
both.
shield, you look stupid.
Just
You
fuck
look stupid.
dumb as shit.
Yeah. All right.
Love you. Though.
Peace out.